Om Shanti. This is the Avyakt Murli of 2nd of October 1981, and the title is The Basis of Constantly Swinging in the Swings of a Meeting. Today, Bab-Dada has come to respond to the remembrance of all of you children everywhere. Whether you are personally sitting in front of him in the physical bodily form or the subtle bodily form, he responds with multi-million-fold love and remembrance to each one of you. Whether you are here with your body or with your mind, you are stable in the thought of having a meeting and in the remembrance of one. Bab-Dada has already given you all treasures. Bab-Dada has already made each of you a master of all treasures, either through the physical form or through the angelic subtle form. Therefore, since you have all become masters of all treasures, what remains to be done? Does anything still remain to be done? Bab-Dada has simply come to salute you, masters. You look as though you have already become masters. So, what else remains to be done? You should calculate how much you have heard and how much the one who is speaking has spoken. You have heard a great deal and you have been told a great deal. While listening to all of these things, each of you has also become one who relates them to others. So, what do those who relate this knowledge to others want to hear? You sing the song of your own experience. I have attained whatever I wanted. Therefore, what else remains to be done? Whose song is this? Is this the song of just Father Brahma, or also the song of you Brahmins? This is your song too, is it not? Therefore, Baba asks you, what else remains to be done? You are merged in the Father, and the Father is merged in you. Since we have merged, what else remains to be done? Have you merged, or are you still merging? What would you say? Have you merged, or are you still merging? The meeting between you rivers and the ocean has already taken place. To merge means to celebrate a meeting. So, you have celebrated a meeting, have you not? The ocean is not separate from the Ganges, and the Ganges are not separate from the ocean. The meeting of the ocean and the Ganges is eternal. To merge means to become equal. Bab-Dada gives loving congratulations to all of you who have become equal. This time, Bab-Dada has simply come to see all of you. Bab-Dada has obeyed the instructions of you masters and has come to meet you. He cannot say no to all you masters. Therefore, because Baba has made the lesson of yes, my Lord, very firm, Baba has come. You have to do the same. From the beginning, Bab-Dada blessing you with Tattvam. The same applies to you. You have been blessed with Tattvam in your mind and in your form. You have been blessed with Tattvam in your dharma, religion, and your karma, action, behavior. Those who have received these blessings experience themselves to be constantly close and equal to Baba. Bap Dada is pleased to see his children who are close and equal to him. By simply using one expression in your dharma and karma from Amrit Vela to the end of the day, you will constantly swing in the swing of celebrating a meeting in which matter and Maya will both become your servants to swing you. All treasures will decorate this elevated swing. You will not have to labor to imbibe virtues and powers, but they will automatically decorate your swing of the celebration of this meeting in which you and the Father become equal and merge. The basis of constantly swinging in such a swing is the one expression, Bap Saman, equal to the Father. If you are not equal, you cannot merge. If you do not know how to merge, it means you have been wasting the confluence age. The confluence age is the time when you rivers meet the ocean and merge into him. The Mela, meeting, means the merging. It means to celebrate a meeting. So, do you know how to merge? What is that you are doing if you are not celebrating a meeting? You are in a Jamela, a fair where there is no order. There is either a Jamela or a Mela. Some of you children say that you are lonely, but Baba says that you must never become lonely. It is when you are alone that you have his company. The confluence age is the time to remain combined. You mustn't become lonely by separating yourself from the Father. You are his constant companions. However, some small children become stuck in the Jamela. There are many Jamelas, not just one. There is one Mela, but many Jamelas. Therefore, remain in this Mela, meeting the Father, and all of those Jamelas will finish. Now become those who experience the reward of becoming complete by putting a stop to all those temporary rewards and thereby experience the reward of total perfection. Acha? To the children who are equal to the Father and constantly swing in the swing of celebrating a meeting with the Father, to those who are embodiments of all attainments and constantly sing the song of having attained whatever I wanted, to those who constantly say, "Yes, my Lord," and are ever present in their every thought, word, and action, to such elevated souls, to all the children from this land and abroad who celebrate a meeting either through their physical bodily form or their subtle bodily form, to all such children who are masters, the masters salutes you and gives you love and remembrances. To all you elevated souls, Bap Dada says Namaste. Bap Dada meeting groups. Karnataka zone. Do all of you perform every action while stable in the stage of a detached observer? Those who constantly perform every action while remaining a detached observer constantly experiences the Father's companionship. When you are not a detached observer, the Father cannot be your companion. Therefore, Constantly remain stable in the stage of a detached observer. Remain a detached observer even of your own body. When you are detached from your body and bodily relations, you automatically become detached from this old world. Then while in your sight and in your connections with everyone, you will remain detached and loving. This stage enables you to become an easy yogi. By constantly remaining a detached observer, you will remain immune to any effect of your being together with them. Souls are not immune to the effect of action, but the stage of soul consciousness makes you immune. That is, it keeps you beyond any effect or attraction of Maya. To remain detached means to be immune. Therefore, do you constantly remain stable in such a stage? You should not be attacked by any type of Maya. Those who have surrendered themselves to Baba will constantly remain safe from any of Maya's attacks. Those who are surrendered will not be attacked by Maya. So, are you like this? Just as you have been given the first chance, in the same way, also remain first in surrendering yourself and remaining free from any of Maya's attacks. First means to go fast. By having this stage, you will constantly remain first. Remain constantly happy and always experience the fortune of happiness. Acha, just as you sing praise of the Father's virtues, do you also experience all of those virtues in yourself? Just as Baba is the ocean of knowledge and the ocean of happiness, do you also experience yourself to be an embodiment of knowledge and embodiment of happiness? You should not just speak of every virtue, but also experience it. When you souls become constant embodiments of happiness, then because you will be master sons of knowledge, you will constantly spread rays of happiness throughout the whole world. Just as the rays of the sun spread over the whole world, in the same way, all the souls of the world will experience the rays of knowledge, happiness, and bliss coming from you children of the sun of knowledge. The higher your place and stage, the further and wider your rays will automatically spread. So, are you such embodiments of this experience? You have heard a great deal, and you have been told a great deal also. Now, increase your experience. To speak means to make others into an embodiment of what you say, and to listen means to make yourself an embodiment of what you hear. You are those who constantly play with the treasures of happiness. Are you not? Happiness is a treasure with which you can make many souls prosperous. Nowadays, there is especially a need of this treasure. People have everything but happiness, whereas all of you have received mines of happiness. You have received this limitless treasure. There are varieties of the treasure of happiness. Sometimes you experience happiness in one thing, and the other times happiness in something else. Sometimes you experience the happiness of being a child, and sometimes the happiness of being a master. You have received so many varieties of this treasure of happiness. By telling others about all of these varieties of happiness, you can make them prosperous. Constantly remain a master of these treasures and keep them with you. Constantly continue to use all the powers you have received from the Father. The Father has given you all powers. Now simply use them. Don't just remain happy knowing that you have received them, but use whatever you have received on yourself and on others, and you will thereby experience yourself to be constantly prosperous. You are constantly blessed souls, are you not? Who is especially remembered in Bharat at the present time? The souls who have been blessed. To be a Devi, deity, means to be blessed. Deities are specially remembered as souls who have received all blessings. So do you feel that your subjects are remembering you? Do you experience this? Can you actually hear the invocation of your devotees? Or do you simply know about this on the basis of this knowledge? It is one thing to know about it and something else to experience it. Therefore, are you able to experience this? What specialty do you need in order to be blessed soul? All of you are blessed. So, what is the specialty of you souls who are blessed? Such souls would be constantly equal and close to the Father. If you are only equal to the Father at some times and not at other times, and are still having to labor, then because the Father does not have to labor, but is always the embodiment of perfection, you cannot be a soul who is blessed. If you are having to labor a great deal, then you are just a little child and not equal to the Father. To be equal means to be complete. Those who are equal will be constantly blessed. While constantly experiencing zeal and enthusiasm for service, is your attitude that of benefiting everyone in the world? Is your attitude that of a constant world benefactor who benefits everyone? Constantly maintain this attitude. By having this attitude, you can benefit everyone in the world, whether in your words or your attitude. You must constantly remain aware that you are a benefactor. The more you maintain this attitude, the more you will progress. To the extent that you do service and make others happy, in return, the more you will also experience that same happiness within yourself. In fact, this is not serving others, but increasing your own attainments. Do you experience this? Constantly experience your stage ascending. This is not the time to halt anywhere. How would you reach your destination if you constantly have to stop somewhere? Constantly experience your stage to be ascending at every second. Underline, pay attention, and your stage will constantly ascend. The more you stay in remembrance, the more you will be able to steady any type of shaking. When you have made the lesson of nothing new very firm, you won't shake in any way. You won't stop to watch the side scenes, but will continue to make progress. You are such courageous souls, are you not? When you children have courage, the Father helps. Whatever happens is just a sightseeing. You mustn't stop progressing towards your destination when you come to a sightseeing. Continue to progress and pass by everything, and you will thereby experience your destination to be always close to you. Today, you are here, and tomorrow, you will be in your kingdom. Become those who make the atmosphere powerful, not those who shake. Have powerful programs for remembrance. You should have more programs of remembrance than of service through words. Sometimes, when you start speaking, you come down from your stage. Therefore, make your fortress of remembrance strong for some time before you go on to the field of service. Anything that comes will also leave. When any situation arises, simply consider it to be a sightseeing that has come, and it will go away. Neither speak of it nor think about it. This is called putting a full stop. Do you constantly consider yourselves to be spiritual servers? While walking, sitting, and moving around, a server would constantly be thinking of serving. This service is so easy that you can serve through your thoughts, words, and actions. Even a sick person can do this service while laying in bed. Even if your body is unwell, at least your intellect is all right. Service through your mind can be done with your intellect. Are you constantly enthusiastic and concerned about doing this service? The more service you do, the more nature and matter will also serve you for birth after birth. Nature will become your servant. At the moment, nature causes sorrow, but at that time, it will be your servant. To do service means to receive the fruit. This service is not really work, but the means to attain all attainments. One moment you do service, and the next moment your treasures of happiness overflow. Even when you serve just one soul, the impact of happiness on that soul lasts for a long time, because that soul will have become liberated from experiencing sorrow for birth after birth. When you help to create someone's fortune for birth after birth, you would also experience happiness as the fruit of that. You are master bestowers of fortune who reform many souls for many births, because you become the instruments to change their fortune. Instead of their stage descending, their fortune makes their stage ascend. To do service means to eat the fruits of happiness, which is fresh fruit. Doctors also advise weak people to eat fresh fruit. Here, when you souls eat this fresh fruit, you become powerful. Constantly remain courageous to do service and to bring about world transformation. Maintain courage to claim the first number. Constantly remain courageous to this extent and make the weak strong and powerful. Bapdada constantly congratulates the children who remain courageous. Do you constantly move with the waves of the ocean of knowledge? From the beginning until now, you have been receiving so many points of knowledge from the Father. Therefore, churn those points and you will thereby remain constantly happy. Just as Baba, the ocean of knowledge, is full of knowledge, in the same way, you children should also remain full of knowledge and experience the intoxication and happiness of every point of knowledge. You have received countless points of this knowledge. Even if you just keep one point in your intellect every day and remain in the experience of that, you can become an embodiment of knowledge. Constantly remain aware of how elevated this knowledge is and who has given it to you. You have been made full and satisfied by the one for whom the devotees are still thirsty and desperately searching. Your thirst of devotion has now ended, has it not? Therefore, constantly sing the song, I have attained whatever I wanted. Acha, blessing, may you transform yourself by having realization with your honest heart and thus receive blessings from the Comforter of hearts. In order to transform yourself, you need to realize two things with an honest heart. One, the realization of your weaknesses, and second, the realization of the feelings and desires in the mind of the person that becomes instrumental in testing you. Understand the reason why the test paper has come in that situations. Then realize the elevated form that you have to maintain in order to pass that paper. Realize that your own stage is elevated and that the situation is just a test paper. This realization will easily enable you to transform yourself. When you realize this with an honest heart, you will receive blessings from the Comforter of hearts. Slogan: constantly have good wishes and pure feelings of generously sharing your gift of virtues and powers in your face and your behavior. Om Shanti.